Good afternoon, Colorado. This is Josh with K4CO Radio. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, because I definitely am. Hopefully your technology's working too. Ours is a little hiccupy today, but everything's looking good right now. Hopefully you're enjoying the wonderful mix of music. We have a great interview heading up, and it's one-on-one, which is absolutely my favorite because he is a good friend of mine. Love what he's been doing with the community for 36 years, everybody. If you are listening on K4CORadio.com or the K4CO Radio mobile apps, which are now displayed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, if you did not know that, or one of the many internet directories that we're on, you can go to the K4CO Radio social media platforms and see our pretty faces here. In the studio, we have Harold Kiefer, owner of Hitch Corner, and during this interview, if you do have any questions or anything like that, you can feel free to message the station through the apps or online, or just throw something in the comments right there. Owner of Hitch Corner, hitchcorner.com at 10677 West Centennial Road, Suite 103 in Littleton, kind of near C470 and Kipling, everybody. Phone number is 303-904-1558. Harold, how's it going, man?
Going great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It has been a while. You've been busy.
Yeah, traveling a little bit for, had some work, and then traveling to see my son play a little lacrosse, and so helped my mom. We had a little health issues. This has been a busy time, so getting everything kind of figured back out. So it's been good now.
How's the lacrosse going?
It's going all right. Duke is struggling a bit. They've got to win the next two to even have a shot, so we'll see how that goes. Cherry Creek High School is doing well, so we'll see how that continues. So.
It's Creek. Everybody wants to battle Creek right there.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, man. It's been a while, and I love this one-on-one right here, too. And everybody, we're going to have some pictures to show up and some things to, do, some things to not do, all that fun stuff, because Colorado loves our toys. That's right. We have great mountains. We have great mountain biking. We have a lot of RVs. I mean, it's going to be a dry summer. I'll tell you that.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a really dry summer. Hopefully. Did you already get the water restrictions?
Oh, yeah. Everybody did. And in fact, I just saw somebody, they're getting, is it Dylan? Maybe, I forget which one. Somebody's already been told they're not filling it. So there's some boating's going to be really, and don't quote me on the Dylan thing, but it's something, some big one is like, we're not filling it. So just be aware. I'm not
shocked at all.
Right? Yeah. So it could be a crappy summer for some guys.
It is. And it's going to be hot as heck. So.
Yes.
But you know what? People in Colorado, they don't care about the heat. We love our mountains. So first of all, how is Hitch Corner? I mean, now it's kind of like the time where, even houses are coming on the market. People are saying, okay, we can say if it's spring.
Right. It's popped for us. It popped for us pretty early, actually. This year, middle of February, it actually got busier than I thought. So March was really busy, and it's our time. Every day it's booked right now, so it's good.
That doesn't surprise me. It hit earlier.
No, absolutely. Right? So yeah. And then we had an RV show a couple weeks ago, and I was told trailers were selling, so the guys are buying, so that's good. So yeah,
very nice. And you go to these shows a lot. I mean, what are the big brands going? What are the top brands now when it comes to your field?
When you're on what people tow?
Yeah,
Winnebago's still big around here. Grand Designs is a big one. I should know better than that. I just Forest River's big. All your mainstays, the ones that have been around a while. Winnebago around here is just huge, though, with the Airstreams as well. So it's. But that's probably your bit. Tab trailers, which are the smaller teardrop ones behind. Okay. Those are still pretty popular. And then the off-road ones are becoming really popular.
The off-road trailers.
Where they're like, they can go off, they're really high, the wheelbase is high, they've got the trailers, or the tents built into them, but they're pretty small in stature, they can go almost anywhere, but totally off-grid, so you have satellite, solar, the whole thing. Gotta go off grid and get the heck away from everybody.
The solar thing is crazy. You actually have this portable solar thing, I remember, at your place where you can charge everything just by one foldable.
Use the sun, and it's free, right? I mean, you have your one fixed cost, and then it's free at that point.
Free is always good, especially these days.
Exactly.
My parents had a pop-up trailer back in the day. Are those still a thing?
They still are a thing.
Yeah, they're still a big thing.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, so what are the common services? Spring's picking up, so you guys are getting really busy. What are the common services you guys are doing right now?
Sure. Our number one thing, trailer hitches is our biggest one.
Right.
About 60% of our hitches are just for bike racks. But trailer hitches and wiring if we're towing a trailer. On the heavy duty side, fifth wheel hitches, gooseneck hitches, And then, it's even becoming more popular every day for us is truck and vehicle accessories. So bed covers, bumpers and grills, step bars, truck racks, especially on the construction sites, whole truck racks, headache racks, so people can't put like anything through their back window.
Right.
And then bike rack and ski racks, not so much ski racks now, but bike racks. So rooftop ski rack or bike rack, sorry. And then roof mounted tents are becoming extremely popular now as well. So we do that whole, pretty much the whole what they call overlanding system we can provide as well. So that's becoming more and more popular every day.
There was a little reel that I believe we posted soon where you can slide out where you have all the storage under the truck.
Yep. So it's called a cargo glide. I mean, that's the most common term. So basically you can load up your cargo and it slides out, and one can go all 75% beyond your bed. So if you've got, like, a good example, like some guys even have a welder, some guys have really huge compressors, but you slide that out, but that way you don't have to try and get in and take it out.
Right.
So you can hopefully leave it in, or if it's really heavy, at least you can get it, you don't have to get in the bed, try and carry it out to here and then get it out. So yeah, and those now, you can get them for vans. Ours, trucks are probably the most popular.
Right.
But some of these off-roader guys are doing it under their beds, like on some of these Sprinter vans and stuff.
Especially like handyman's or any.
You hit on the head, absolutely, right? And everything is right there for you. You pull it out. We actually have, I've seen it a lot with guys that are salesmen, and they have all of their sales stuff. So, like, for instance, like ours is in the hitch biz. We have a guy that has a fifth wheel, a weight distribution system, and all he does is pull it out, and there's his showroom right there in front of him. Yeah. So I could see any salesman that, has bigger items, it would be a great way to do it.
Man.
So you don't have to drag it out. Just pull it out, and there's your showroom. Here we go. Let's start explaining stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I own a truck, I actually won't own a pickup truck just because everybody asks you to move. That's my thing, right?
Fair enough, right?
So, do you have a pickup truck?
I do.
Does everybody ask you to move?
They do, but then I always say everything's, my truck bed's already taken. I can't do anything.
There you go.
But I'll help tow. I'll tow people around once in a while. But yeah.
Nice. So what are so we talked about the leading brands of fifth wheels and stuff like that. When it comes to hitches, I mean, is there really that much of a change every year? I mean, are they upgrading to tougher stuff?
I think the biggest one is every year, most of these guys, like Kurt Manufacturing's our number one deal. They're upgrading the paint on the hitch, so hopefully it lasts more, because around here, especially where you have all the salt in the roads and everything through winter, things start to rust, or at least even superficially, but it looks bad. We have another company called Eco Hitch, which is out of Washington, and they now literally almost 95% of their trailer hitches are stainless steel, then painted.
Okay.
So their claim to fame is you will never have a rusted hitch ever again on that side. So, but I think it's just more truly is hiding the hitch as much as possible. More and more of our hitches, you only see the receiver opening.
Right.
Whereas in the back of the day, you always see the whole crossbar and everything. So if the vehicle allows for it, not every vehicle can. Okay. But I would say the biggest thing is more look, so that people, you don't notice it as much. Because people, they need the hitch, but they don't want everyone to see the hitch if they can. So.
And I remember kind of seeing that when I stopped by your location where you have those hidden hitches.
And then we also have a brand called Stealth Hitch, which is where when you're not using it, the receiver, you pull a little lever, pop a little lever, and the whole receiver part drops out. So you don't even see the hitch.
Oh, wow.
So when you're not towing, so we see that a lot on our higher end ones. BMWs, Xfinities, Porsche, Audis. Those guys are like, I don't want to see this hitch when I'm not using
hitches for Porsches.
For Porsche Cayenne, for sure. It. Yeah, Porsche Macan. Yeah, so.
Oh, man. I mean, everybody who loves them, I do know some people that have the Porsche Cayenne, and they love it.
Yeah, right. It's got power.
It's so weird to see an SUV Porsche, but I don't know.
I'm with you. Well, have you seen the Lamborghini SUVs? Have you seen the Bentley SUV? Oh, yeah.
A Bentley and a Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I have to look these up. Oh, my gosh. That's... Okay. And so an SUV, you're spending what, like six figures?
Right. Oh, yeah,
do they still have the speed? That's the question.
I think they do have the speed, but I don't have a hitch for either one of them.
Right.
So
exactly. Oh man, are you seeing more and more like EVs come in?
Most
like
definitely. For us, it's mostly cars that are going to be towing bike racks. On the vehicle side, on a truck side, you pretty much only have the Rivian, which already has a trailer hitch on it. And their SUV already has a hitch on it. The Cybertruck already has a hitch on it. So we see them, but other than maybe one of our wireless brake controllers, since some of these don't have brake controls built into it, we're not getting much from them because they already have it.
Right.
Now, maybe we did a couple Rivians recently is with a weight distribution setup. So they have a big trailer. We get the bars and brackets that are on the vehicle and the trailer or to make it tow better. So more on the accessory side.
Gotcha.
But other than the EVs, for the most part, for a bike rack, we're not really seeing that industry that big for us yet.
Well, you are for the towing, which is interesting.
Yeah, we are, but not a ton.
Right.
You know, but yeah, absolutely. You know, and so we're just giving advices to try and help as much as possible on that side.
Right.
We get a lot of RV accessories. You know, it's already the guys that have a camping trailer, so we're seeing that. But physical work on the EV, not a ton.
Not a ton.
Yeah.
It actually makes sense. I did a little bit of research, believe it or not. So most tests, when it comes to EV towing, they show a 50 to 70% loss with an EV truck when it comes to battery.
It does,
Yeah.
and I'm not even sure, and I haven't done this study for a while. I doubt that mentions towing in a mountain as well.
Oh, in a mountain. You're
So
right.
now
yeah.
you're pulling harder, so I think that number even diminished. Again, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure if that number goes down by what you just stated, it's got to go even more on a hill.
Because I know with gas, it brings it down like 30%.
Correct, exactly. So yeah, that length, you know, you've got to make sure you're somewhat planning where you can get to recharge and that kind of stuff for sure. And it's tough for me to justify on a long trip and then go off to a camping site that's kind of off grid to make sure you can get back.
Especially when you only have you could have only like 90 miles.
It's correct, exactly.
To go on that,
exactly.
you know? That'd be insane. But so it's still a lot of just gas trucks.
By far. Diesel and gas for
Diesel
sure.
and
Oh,
gas.
yeah. Especially on our heavy duty fifth wheels and goosenecks, it's still mostly diesel trucks for sure.
I figured.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
figured. So we do have some pictures that we're going to be showing
All
you
right.
As well. So
And I've not seen these, by the way. So this
no,
is
you
going
have
to all
not
be.
seen these. So this is all, you know, we get to surprise him with these on it. But our producer's going to be showing these pictures up on the screen as well. Let's start with the first one. Here. And so you've actually spoken about this issue a little bit
Okay. Yep.
before. So, you know, you have the trailer kind of dipping down in front.
Correct.
A little bit. So, Harold, with this picture, what's this person done wrong with their ball mount? And
So that one looks.
what problems does this cause?
Yeah. So this one has a weight distribution on it, which means it's got the bars on the side. And the whole point of a bar, the weight distribution is we're going to lift up the rear of the vehicle and get weight thrown to the front axle.
Okay.
So you will see, obviously, the trailer's tilted down. So we want to get that more level because the problem if it's down, it can increase sway a little bit. But more importantly, it just means the tongue weight is too excessive.
Okay.
And what that'll generally do is make the front wheels want to pop up.
Gotcha.
And you can see the front's not horrible there, but it should definitely be pointed down just a bit. So we would adjust that so the ball is coming up, and then we might adjust the brackets a little bit on the side there to.
So this is one where it has a weight distribution system, but it still needs some tweaking.
Just isn't what I would say not set up correctly.
Not
Yes,
set up correctly. And I take it, do you get a lot of these like DIYs kind of where they don't see the little tweaks?
Right, exactly.
that they
DIYers,
need.
or what we see a lot of them more is guys that have switched vehicles. And they just come to say, we need you to reset it up. We're not going to mess with it. Just reset. So they'll bring us all their parts, the new trailer or the old trailer with the new truck.
Right.
And we'll set it up that way. So, yeah. So it happens a lot.
See, to me, when I actually look at this, I'm just like, is that car just too small for what they're trying
And honestly,
to...
for that, not really. Now,
Okay.
now we get back to if you're going to the mountains a lot, I'd have to know exactly what that is. But I'm going to say you're probably good. It's only a single axle trailer, so that trailer's not outrageously heavy by any means. But you'll notice that the axle's further back, so that's why it's even easier to get more tongue weight that you need.
Right.
And then we get into little goofy things like maybe when he first set it up, didn't have his whole water completely full.
Oh, because that could even mess with it.
Oh, yeah. You're talking 8 pounds per gallon.
Right.
So it adds up. So in a lot of cases, like on a vehicle like that, if I say we're kind of at the cusp, I may say don't fill with water until you get almost your destination.
Okay. So you don't want to tow with it.
Not
full of
always.
water.
Not always. Because
Okay, gotcha.
Because in most cases like this one, I can almost guarantee that the water's forward of the axle. So it's going to be all tongue weight.
Right.
So,
right.
So it's all kind of relative. I mean, some trailers, they've gotten smart. They're putting it right over the axle so you don't feel it as much. But I get the same example would be, you know, I came in, I set up, but then I load up the back of the car. So when we do the setup, we need the vehicle and trailer to be like what you normally would have it at. So we can set it up correctly.
Gotcha. And what are the possible effects of this? I mean, if someone were to take this setup and start going.
The excessive one, and it's not horrible because I can see the front is not horribly up, but generally when you see a trailer pointing down, you'll see the front pointed up. So it means headlights are going up to the front.
Right.
And as you hit a dip, you're actually going to feel your wheel like literally the front wheels are almost on the ground.
So you would have very little control.
Yeah, so we call it a floating sensation. And so,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. So you lose control. So the whole point of the weight distribution is we want to distribute the weight to the trailer sum itself, distribute the load onto the vehicle in a way so that all four wheels are pulling weight.
Okay.
So that way, actually, it's better for the vehicle, better for the engine, because it's not just rear, not the rear's not doing everything. We've got it distributed. The best example I can give you is a wheelbarrow.
Right.
When you pick up a wheelbarrow, you're throwing weight onto your back. So that's the trailer part, and then we throw weight to that front wheel, right? So we're just distributing that weight and making it as easy as possible to move. So.
Gotcha. All right. Let's throw up this second one here, which is kind of a little bit of an opposite effect.
This is more the one I was just talking about.
Yeah.
So you see where that front is way pointed up.
Yep.
That's the exact situation we're talking about. So this one doesn't have a weight distribution, and cargo trailers sometimes are difficult to do a weight distribution on. We normally can, but in this case, it's easy enough where all he would have to do is move his 4x4 back a little bit.
Okay.
Get it more centered over the two axles, and more than likely, he's going to offset some of that tongue weight.
So is doing this for cargo mainly because you don't know how much cargo and how much weight you're going to have on there all the time?
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
And so you want to come out and you want to look. Your first thing is you look. The trailer actually looks level. Correct. Within reason.
It actually does.
But look at the front. How far? Look at his rear. How close he is to that rear tire, and look how front he's way up. Because you'll notice every truck is always pitched down, by the way. So the front's always lower anyway. So now we're opposite. Rear's down, front's up. So we want to get that situated either by adjusting the cargo, or I would say, let's get a weight distribution system on it and get this set up correctly.
And if you are going to do a cargo one, then you just basically make sure that what you're pulling is pretty much the same all the time.
Exactly.
And landscapers, stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. They always have their tools.
Correct.
This next one, it's a very large travel trailer. On a basic kind of hitch is what they're kind of saying. So, what's missing that you'd insist on?
So this one is, I mean, again, you're not horrible. The front's up a bit. It's not outrageous. Again, single axle trailer, so it's not nuts. Again, we could get away with a weight distribution system on this one. Or if the weight, so again, we have to also look at what the weight of the trailer is in relation to what the hitch can tow. So I should also mention, we'll just do simple math. On a hitch that can tow 5,000 pounds normally, in most cases it can go to 10,000 pounds with weight distribution, because we've offset the weight at the rear and we're distributing it throughout. So that's how you can double.
So you double it.
Double it, okay?
All right.
So my first question is, and I'm sure it isn't, it's only a single axle, but let's just say for math, that trailer's 6,000 pounds. Well, I'm gonna have to look at that trailer hitch and say, well, first and foremost, that hitch is only rated for 5. So we need a weight distribution no matter what. I don't care how well it tows. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have an accident, insurance is gonna rape you alive. Because you're gonna lose. They're gonna get on there and say, dude, you were exceeding the weight. That's a shame. You're done.
Well, and that's exactly what they're going to check every time.
But now let's say that trailer's only 4,000. We're more than well within it. Seems to tow pretty good. I might add just a very simple suspension upgrade on the rear, either a Timberin or a Sumo Springs. And all that is if people know it's a joist bouncer underneath there. Every truck has it. That when you go so low, it kicks in, so you can't slam into your axle.
Okay.
Well, ours is a little bit thicker and it's cushioned, so it comes into play almost immediately as soon as you put a load on it. So it doesn't let that rear come down. And the other nice thing is it's cushioned, so it makes the ride better as well.
And this is something that usually is not with when you buy it.
That is correct.
Stock
No,
at
no.
all.
The only one would be like some of these new Dodges have a whole air system. That would be one. But no, most 90% of your trucks do not have any really stock suspension upgrades. From the factory.
All right. And that... With me, I haven't done this. My stepdad has towed a lot of fifth wheels and stuff like that. And with me, it's just like you don't cut corners. Especially on this. You're going to be on the highways. You want to pay more.
Exactly. And I don't want to come across as that guy, but I will tell you this, whether you have your wife driving or even passenger, this is normally the story, if that ride becomes crappy, she won't get back in that car.
Yeah.
And so now you've just messed up the whole concept. Right? Oh, no, absolutely right. And I just say that. I mean, guys do the same thing, but most of them are like, they want the experience to be easy. And once it's not, they're like, screw it. We're not doing this again.
I mean, they want it to feel like they're not towing anything.
Yeah, they want to feel like they're in their regular car, right?
Yeah.
So, and in most cases, within reason, we can make it that way.
Right.
So.
Gotcha. This next one, tell me a little bit about it here. So we have this one, and we also have the one right next to it.
Okay.
When it comes to wiring, because you said a lot of what you guys do is wiring, and that's one of the first things to go.
This one isn't bad. They've used wire nuts. I would use tape, at the end, or I would butt connect. I'm not big. Wire nuts is more for in the house on that previous one.
Okay.
Like right here, they're using the wire nuts. There, you should have a butt connector where they're crimped together and heat shrink, that kind of thing. And I would have probably taken 2 to 3 inches off of it. But truly, if they were to tape all that up and make it nice so it can't grab on anything,
Right.
it's not horrendous by any means.
Okay. Okay.
And then the second one is not crazy because the plug is too short on the trailer, so they just add an extension. I might maybe take a little zip tie or something. I maybe get it just so it doesn't ever drag, right? Because you can see where it potentially could hit the ground and rub and that kind of thing.
And that's the main thing, to make sure that it's not dragging and it's loose.
Exactly. But that's not a bad situation.
That's not a bad situation.
Yes.
Okay. What constitutes like a bad situation where you need to worry about it and you got to be like, all right, something's falling.
Okay, let's use that example where it had already drug and things are exposed.
Okay.
Not so much. This is what they call a 4-way flat plug, which means it's only handling left turn, right turn, tail lights, and brake lights. That's it. But if we're talking more of your bigger treads, has electric brakes, so we're going to see generally a black sheath, and now it's rubbing. Well, maybe one of those wires is our ground, which means it's going to take out everything. Maybe one is our brake wire, which means we're going to lose our electric brakes. So you're looking for anything that's exposed that potentially could cause this trouble. Or any wire that's exposed. Let's say it's even like a tail light. If it's a brown wire and it's exposed and it hits metal while you're driving, while your headlights are on, well, now you just blew the fuse in your truck. There's no taillights on the trailer anymore.
Right.
And so, hopefully you're paying attention. You look back and say, oh, crap, I don't have those. But now how do you get it fixed?
And we've all been on the highways and seen somebody with no brake lights.
Every day.
It's
right?
insane.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just one of those ones. It's an easy look. Doesn't mean, I always tell people test everything before you go.
Right.
But I also just like run through and just look at stuff. If it looks kind of crappy, if it looks beat up, if everything's intact, you just tape over it, make sure it's solid. That's an easy way if you have to get going.
Right.
And then address it correctly when you're back.
And I'm glad you said kind of check on everything before you go, because this is the time when people are starting to get ready to do their summer activities or spring activities.
Absolutely.
So if someone wanted to just stop by Hitch Corner and just have it kind of inspected.
Sure.
How much would something like that cost? How long? And how far out are you?
Yeah, generally right now we're about 3 to 4 business days out.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, and it could, and there's some. I mean, obviously some weeks can go worse. There's some days where you call and like, we had a cancellation. If you can come right now and get you in sometimes, right? It is just what it is, right?
Right.
But it depends on what they're looking at. So let's say that example where we had the first trailer and that one, would you just take a peek and tell us what you think, right? We charge an hour labor, $132.
Okay.
We'll go through it. If it's a weight distribution setup, we'll do 198 because we're going to drop the trailer completely. We're going to do a bunch of measuring on the vehicle. We're going to put them back together, check it, and then if we're off, we're going to adjust it. So that 198 will get you correct if you weren't already when you leave. If you want to get your brakes checked and bearings checked, and that gets a little bit more intense. You're about per axle's running about 250, I believe. I should know that offhand better, but I think that's correct. But that's just something we recommend every season as well, depending on how often you tow. If you don't tow that much, at least every 2. Boat trailers more so because they're dunking it all the time, so you're just getting that wet, and we got to make sure that grease is holding and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because the last thing you want to do is throw a bearing out on the road, because now you have some big issues.
I've done that with just not towing anything and just with a regular car.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's horrible.
So, yep.
And in my mind, that's absolutely nothing when it comes to what could happen.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Couple $100.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. All right. I think we're on this guy right here. So I think you're gonna love this one.
Okay, so this is more just corrosion, truly. So the 2 pins you're seeing down here, one is the ground and one is the power source, more than likely.
Okay.
A 6 round doesn't. I only know 4 of those for sure. The other 2 can reverse. So one can be brake, one can be charge, and if it's not, it's the other way. Because the 6-way is never standardized as what you do.
Okay.
So, but if we were to take some WD-40, spray that up, and really do some cleaning, potentially we're good within reason.
So this can come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's not horrendous. You can see just on the bottom, the one at 5 and 6 o'clock, basically. Those looks like corroded. Everything else looks solid and clean.
Right.
You could definitely clean that up. Now, our first thing would be look on the back side of it, and potentially then it's like a shit show, and we have to say, we're changing it all out. So.
Right, exactly. And what are some ways where people can prevent this from happening every single year?
There's dielectric grease is your big one. That's
okay.
every place has it. Any of your Ace Hardware, O'Reilly's, Home Depot, Lowe's, and all of it. It's the same stuff if people put contact stuff on their batteries. It's that like kind of cut, and all it is it just just maintains so that you're not creating the oxidation, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Other than that, it's just checking it. Like right now, my first thing I would spray that with WD-40, take a little screwdriver, get all the crap off of it, and then I would check it out.
Just to make sure every connection. Gotcha.
And on this plug particular, you'll see we have it's basically 2 pieces. There's an indentation in the middle where it's cut. If you came in and everything worked great except for one thing, like maybe the taillights aren't coming on, I would look, and sometimes those 2 are completely smashed together, and they're not making good contact when the trailer slides in.
Right.
So we'll take a little screwdriver. You have to be careful because you can break it. and just kind of spread that very lightly just to make sure they come out so we can now make full contact. So.
See, that's nice too, because I would take a look at that and just be like, okay, I need a whole new one.
Well, and there's some guys that might, you know, it depends. You know, again, like I said, if I would look at the back, like let's say the housing itself was starting to rust, and I'm like, yeah, again, we're talking money, right? I mean, nothing crazy. Yeah, let's just repair and done, right? So.
And that's one thing I love. You know, we've had you in many times and even been to your shop, and I love how you will teach people all of this stuff.
We try, yeah. I mean,
even refreshers.
We tell everyone. Half of our job is educating.
Right.
You hit on the head like before when you said, "Can that vehicle tow?" Well, without looking at numbers on the book, I can't answer that. But I would probably say, let's look at that,
right?
Because we don't want to get you in the mountains and then realize that vehicle truly can't. Because as much as I hate to say it is, dealers when they sell you a vehicle aren't asking what you do. And even if you tell them, they're going to say, absolutely, it'll work. So,
well, they want to sell
exactly,
a car,
right? Yeah.
You know?
And that's even with guys selling trailers. Sure, that vehicle can do that, right? So you just need to be smart and just check your numbers. Your owner's manual will tell you everything you need to know truly.
Right. Your Pinto can do that.
Yes, exactly. Just don't get rear-ended. So.
All sales are final. This next one, we haven't talked a lot about it.
Okay.
Actually, no, there is two ones. So one, is this hitch even safe to use?
Absolutely. So this is all superficial rust. That's nothing.
So superficial rust is fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so I would spray a little WD-40 already. I would take a wire brush and I would just check that. Okay. I would just make sure there's no cracks or anything. Now I will say that top left potentially is cracked.
Okay.
If that is truly cracked, then I say now we have a bigger issue on our hands.
I see you were talking about that.
Right?
Tiny
so we would
line.
look at that.
Okay.
But it could be just the flakiness. You got to realize this whole thing's been painted.
Right.
So if that paint's starting to come off and it just cracks the paint, you know, I would just say, do you mind if I just take this whole little piece off? I want to see what's behind it.
Gotcha.
So there's a really good chance that that's good. We do get a lot of people say, I want to change my hitch because I don't like the look of the rust, and that's fair. But a lot of times it's just truly superficial. It's just the outside paint that's coming off, and you get a little oxidation, but it's done nothing for the integrity of the hitch.
See, I look at this and I just get worried. I just be like, that doesn't look safe.
No, that's why we check it, because, and here's the other deal. You might have a vehicle, let me give you your best example. Let's say it's a 2025, just because it's newer, Suburban. Well, that came from the factory. There is no aftermarket hitch. So if you don't like it, you're going to GMC and saying, can you tear this whole rear apart? Because you got to realize it's part of your whole bumper assembly.
Yep.
So so you want to make sure that truly is not in good shape. Because it'll be expensive to change.
Might as well buy a new car.
Right, exactly.
Right there.
Exactly. So.
This last one here, actually, I wanted to talk about because we haven't really touched on breakaways. So, I mean, right here, you do see the chain, breakaway chains, which I take it it's kind of the same thing as the electronics, where you just don't want too loose.
You don't want too loose. So I can't tell specifically from that picture, but more than likely, it doesn't look like it's crisscrossed. So really, if I'm correct, I think this one on the left is coming from the left side of the trailer, and this right one's. What you generally want to do is you want to crisscross. So if the trailer were to drop, the safety chains are going to hold the trailer from going away, but more importantly, it's going to create a cradle. Because what can happen in this situation, if that trailer comes loose and it goes straight down, it's going to hit the tongue, and that trailer's going to flip over. And the most notorious one is if anyone's tried to rent a U-Haul with a soft top Jeep, you will not be allowed to. And the reason is, dude lost a trailer, dug into the ground, flipped up, and killed the driver.
Ooh, wow.
So it just was. Now, does that mean if it was cradle, it would have stopped it? I don't know, maybe not. But that's the whole reason we cradle. But yeah, so then we also look at the chain itself, make sure you don't see any cracks or anything. Because basically it's one of those being smart. If this thing let loose, could the chain hold it?
Gotcha.
Right? Because you want to hold it. Now, with all due respect, I'd rather it go away, but that's going to cause other issues. You got to keep it with you. So.
And crisscross was actually, you get an A on that because that was one of the main issues with that picture that I downloaded on that. So I tested you.
Oh, see, nice. So, I passed. Yeah. Now I would have questioned all this rust on that one. That's one I would have checked, by the way. So.
Right. Are there other types of breakaway systems when it comes to this?
So first of all, this is just considered, these are just safety chains. So, so when you say breakaway, what that means is, you don't see it here, probably this trailer doesn't have it, but if that trailer has electric brakes, you'll see another cable that's connected onto here as well.
Okay.
So if you were to separate, it's just a box and a pin's going to pull out, and what that does, it opens the gate, and what that does, it just slams the brakes on the trailer.
Slams. Okay.
So when you say breakaway, that's what that means.
Okay.
Just so you're clear.
Right.
And so what we'll always do in those cases is we'll check that cable, because if that's frayed and it pulls, and again, then that brake's not going to let loose. And So those are, but those, we're just looking at everything there. But yeah, there's nothing better on a safety chain. There's nothing better than that from safety chains, you know, other than maybe, you know, if I found out this trailer here was like 8,000 pounds, I'm going to say the chain may not be strong enough. So I put it in a chain, but that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Are there any other things to watch for when, I mean, because I've even heard that where you place the chains on the car is an issue as well.
Well, you're always going to go to the safety chain loops in the trailer.
Okay.
For sure. That's what, yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
So,
well, I thank you. Those are actually all the pictures that I kind of had right now, and we're gonna be doing a lot more of this fun quiz you type stuff too. And I'm sure your inspectors are absolutely awesome too, because you always rave about them when you come in.
Well, I mean, that's why our business does well. I've got a great manager. I've got 2 great installers. That's what keeps the wheels turning as well, right?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
absolutely.
For all the people that are listening to us audio wise, this is Harold Kiefer, owner of Hitch Corner, hitchcorner.com, right near Bulls and C470 10677 West Centennial Road, Suite 103. All hitches. They specialize in trailer, fifth wheel, gooseneck hitches, campers, roof racks, tow bars, base plates, brake controls, wiring. I mean, everything.
We're the one-stop. I mean, I brag that we're the one-stop shop, and if people come in, I think they realize that we really are. Mm-hmm. You know, we do a full line of RV accessories. We don't do RV installations, but we have literally any RV accessory. If we don't have it, we can get it. Okay. On the trailer accessory side, we stock everything on the chassis side. So brakes, bearings, seals, lug bolts, everything on that side. And then on the towing side and the vehicle accessory side, we stock quite a bit. On the vehicle accessories, we don't stock a ton, but we can get everything in 1 to 2 business days in most cases. So,
and I wanted to bring that up too, if you're just listening for the first time, or just a reminder, because your inventory is so huge that even if you go to hitchcorner.com and you're searching for something, probably not the best, because you should hit that chat with somebody or call.
You can either do that. Yeah, you can either text, or what I like to do, I prefer the quote, only because people can give me specifically what year, make, and model vehicle they have, and tell me what you're looking for. Right. And then I can give you exacts. You know, it just makes it easier. But you're always welcome to call, welcome to text as well. But yeah, I like that, just so, you know, people aren't coming all the way down and then waiting, and we just tell them the same thing, and then they're like, okay, well, let me give it some thought, whatever. Right. So, you know, a simple quote or online is so much easier for everybody, I think. And
if you don't find it online, there's a chance that you do have it.
There's no doubt. Oh yeah, my website doesn't show probably even 10% of what we sell.
10%?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you just click start your quote.
Right, exactly.
Or you can click on the lower right, click here to text us. And when you do text, you are actually getting a human being, the manager.
Correct, exactly. Manager and myself, generally it's Paul if it's during the day. Sometimes at night I'll hit it, you know. Right. And that's one of those ones that, you know, it's as quick as possible, but we have to be as quick. But meaning, if we're slammed, we're not going to probably text you back for a few hours. But you are getting a real person. You're absolutely correct.
It's better than an AI person trying to figure stuff out for you.
Well, I think so. I mean, I've tried, and so there's certain guys I know that have it figured out on some of the AI stuff. For what we do, I just don't think it hits yet. So,
right. Yeah. Gotcha. But I did want to touch on something that I believe is a little bit more than the 10% on there, which is rolling out soon. The Hitch Corner Kiosk.
The Hitch Corner Kiosk, our beta. I'm hoping beta, we're just a bit behind. I think our beta is going to roll out in May.
All right.
And if we can get that solidified, then we'll start to hopefully roll out the first kiosk in June. We'll have to see who's the most wanting of it. We've got some people that are interested. But yeah, it's going to be a kiosk that, you know, the best example I give people is a hardware store or a parts store, you know, that doesn't really cater to or specialize in trailer hitches and base plates and truck accessories and goosenecks and fifth wheel hitches. Right. It's a standalone kiosk. Customer comes in, orders, gets it, loads up everything correctly. It's going to get shipped directly to them. The store who brought it in is going to take a percentage of that sale. Right. And everybody's happy. You know, there's no inventory. You know, they just have to bring in that unit. Hopefully it'll sell itself, but we're hoping whoever brings it in will, you know, be a little help. But it's going to be a silent salesman, basically. Yeah. And it's going to be a nice revenue source for whoever decides to jump on this bandwagon.
At any auto parts store, too. I think that'd be absolutely amazing.
Right? Absolutely. Because those guys don't want to dick with it. They really don't.
No, not at all. Not at all. And then you will have more inventory shown on these kiosks.
The kiosk. So I shouldn't say So if you go through like our hitch finder on our website, you're going to see all that, right? Okay. But like if you just go to the online store and put in whatever, like not every hitch is literally truly listed in the website. But your answer is yes. Anything on it's mostly initially on our towing side. So every trailer hitch, every wiring product, every gooseneck, every fifth wheel, every base plate, every tow bar, that will be solidified, and brake controls. Those are going to be bang, bang, bang.
Wow.
And then we're going to slowly add in the truck accessories, just making sure that we're correlating exactly perfectly on the parts that are going to be required. Because that's the issue. There's just so many different vehicle models, like a standard cab versus a double cab versus a crew cab, and so we just have a little bit more situations there that we have to make sure we're covering.
And you know your stuff when you're looking at this stuff.
Right, exactly.
I don't know what I have. I'm just going to push this one little button. On the website, I did want you to touch on this because the licensing program.
Yes.
Tell us about the Hitch Corner licensing program.
So the licensing program, the first one is going to be that online kiosk.
Okay.
And then in hopefully fourth quarter, I think we're going to be there, is we're going to allow companies to license the Hitch Corner. What that means by licensing is, again, my best example will be, you could be starting from scratch. That's easy. So let's just say I want to start a whole hitch business, then we will walk you through that perfectly. But my best example that I really see it where it's more beneficial, at least initially, is if I have a muffler shop, I have the guys, I have the tools, I have all the equipment to put this stuff on, but I want to add trailer hitches, truck accessories, all the flat toe, the fifth wheels, the goosenecks. Well, we have the whole admin system to tell you what parts are needed, what we're going to tell you, how much time it's going to take to get them. And more specifically, we have the buying power where you could never go out and do it yourself and buy as cheap as you're going to buy through us. Oh, wow. So it's just a great add-on. But like I said, I guarantee someone's going to come in and say, I want to have a Hitch Corner in Peoria, Illinois. Rock it. Let's go.
So this is really for companies out there that want these kiosks right there.
Exactly.
So like RV, places that sell RVs, places that sell fifth wheels, all this stuff.
Correct.
They can have this licensing thing.
Absolutely.
And to license it, so on your website, it does show license a Hitch Corner online, and then there is a form to fill out. So what are the steps of getting approved?
Right, and that's why, and the steps are more right now is just getting your name kind of on the list so I can chat with you, right?
Right.
Because until, like for the kiosk, until the beta is fully done, I'm not going to commit to, we have pre-sales. I have two guys that really want to buy right now, but I'm like, let me make sure you see the beta first, because I don't want to have someone commit and then be disappointed. Right?
Well, of course.
So I want them to understand
that's
where
not
we're going.
the Hitch Corner way.
No. I mean, so
there's a reason you've been in business 36 years.
Right, exactly. So once the beta is 100% within reason, then I want to show these people and say, okay, we're ready to go.
Right.
And I've got guys on the backside ready to make the kiosk. We kind of know all the components, but I want to make sure that the front ends and everything is working. Then we'll put that together. So really, right now, it's just getting in front of me to say I'm interested. Basically, we can chat right now, but more specifically is when you're getting to that point, I really want to be the first one you chat with. That's really what it becomes.
So a lot of this, I mean, you guys are kind of trying to take over the United States here.
It would be nice if we could.
Because you want to get out of Colorado.
Absolutely.
Too.
Absolutely. I will tell you, our first ones will most definitely be in Colorado because I want to solve a problem here first before having to fly to Peoria, Illinois to resolve an issue that we should have known about. So we're going to work the kinks out here no matter what, and then we'll be expanding. But yeah, I mean, my hope would I could be in every 50 state, every state, all 50
absolutely,
states. So
absolutely.
I would flip and love it,
especially since it started all right here.
Right? Yeah. So absolutely.
I want to take you back a little bit to when you got this business, because your father was huge in it.
Correct. Absolutely.
And then you kind of took it over from him. What has been probably some of the biggest surprises where you had no idea it was going to go here? To this,
you mean where we are currently? I think it was. I think our first one was in '98 when we got with two other groups and built a building for one. I think that's when I realized that we can actually be, a player in the market. I mean, even though everyone knew who we were, somewhat, now we became a real player.
Right.
And then we had to be able to create our own showroom and then the next one is when I had to actually take over more of the building you saw where all the hitches are.
I did.
I mean, when we first built, that wasn't there. And so we have so much more inventory that we had to expand.
Right.
Which it became lucky for me in that we had bought out I had bought out all my partners at that point. So I was able to take things, areas of the building that I needed, but still have a wonderful tenant now who has probably 3/5 of my building, which is great. But I have exactly the size I need. It allows me to have everything. But I think at that point it just let me know that I can grow and that I can hit that.
Right.
And then I opened a second store for 6 years, which we closed down 2 years ago just for some various reasons. But it proved to me what I'm trying to achieve here is I know that a second store is viable. I know what it takes to do it. Meaning what tools. What's the best layout? What would be your starting inventory? That kind of stuff.
Right.
So that kind of got it to where I know the process. Now we just have to make a commitment to how do we fulfill that, so to speak?
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the kiosk, I think.
I think so too. I think
You
the
know.
kiosk, at least initially, when I first, I was brick and mortar the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of were doing a brainstorming, and somebody, I forget who actually said it. It was either Rob or Jason, two guys I work with, threw out online kiosk. And I'm like, it took me a bit. And then once I grasped it, then I'm like, you got to be kidding me. To me, this seems like a no-brainer. So,
Right.
but-
And I think it's perfect too, because if you haven't been to Hitch Corner, I mean, I don't know if everybody's allowed back there, but you took me on a special
They are
tour.
not, I mean, you can go as long as you stay on the asphalt, because my insurance gets really pissy when people come in my shop.
Right.
But all the doors, and especially in the summer, all the doors are open. You can see everything. So.
I mean, the amount of inventory is insane, mainly because you want to make sure that you have it.
Well, that's exactly. I mean, yeah, because in some cases, like I say with the truck accessories, I just can't justify stocking them. At least I can still get it quick.
Right.
Towing's a little bit different. Generally speaking, it's like either, and I don't mean this in a bad way, maybe U-Haul committed to a hitch, they couldn't get it, or just something else fell through, or guys like, I just learned I'm moving for a new job. I'm leaving in 2 days.
Right.
And if you don't have it, you're not getting the job, right? So
And I'm sure you guys probably get quite a few of those little emergency situations where, oh my God, I didn't realize this.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
a lot of them, right?
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So people can just call you and just say, I'm leaving in a day.
Exactly.
or two.
Yeah, and we had two on Friday where we were so busy we couldn't do it, and they're like, fair enough, I'll come buy the parts though. We're like, perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so at least either they did it themselves or they found someone to do it. But again, having the parts at least alleviated half of their issue.
Right.
Right. So
then it's kind of like a DIY. We'll figure it out how to do it. But technically, you guys want to do it because then the warranty is definitely intact.
correct. Though, yeah, the warranty is still maintained as long as you can show you did it correctly.
Okay.
I don't like anyway. It's not rocket science. Everything I sell you will come with perfect instructions.
Okay.
And on a hitch and wiring, where it's a T connector and the hitch, 95% of our hitches are no drill. So as long as you follow that, you're going to be fine.
Right.
But absolutely, I'm a bigger fan. I mean, we're going to torque things correctly, and and inevitably, I'm going to do the hitch probably 3 times as fast as you're going to. Only because it's what you do,
Well, because
right?
you're used to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, from that grand scheme of things, it's nicer for a lot of people, especially if they are scrambling to get rocking. So,
Right.
but at the same time, I can't condemn it when I'm like, well, but I'm slammed. I can't help you, right? So let me help you as much as I can. Come by the parts and
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you look up on YouTube. It's just like,
Right, exactly. There you go. So,
Because I'm one of those. I can't read something. I need to look.
oh, okay, more
You know,
visual then.
I need
okay.
to see
Yeah, okay.
how to do
Okay,
something
okay.
right there. So, what about you for this hot summer coming up? I mean, do you got some plans to go out in the mountains?
We're doing one vacation, which we haven't done. It's for he's a senior now, and so because our boys with lacrosse don't get a spring break, we get to go play lacrosse. So no one gets a spring break.
So that is a spring break.
It is a spring break, but they don't get to just go have fun. So we are going to Florida with about 4 other families for about 5 days.
Oh wow!
Outside Panama City. It's like Color Flower or something. I don't even know where the hell we're going, but it's outside Panama City.
Color
So
Flower.
I don't know. So, but we're going there. So that'll be that. And then honestly, I think now it's to work the rest of the summer. So it's like, because this is our busy time.
Right.
Everyone always asks, do you have a camping trailer? No, because I'm always working in the summer. So
I mean, it's kind of like the school. It's just a different summer. I mean,
You are correct.
You're spring to fall.
yeah, absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
wintertime, that's when you can kind of relax.
We
a little
definitely
bit.
chill a bit for sure.
Right.
For sure. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
Well, I hope it is a huge summer. I mean, it is Colorado. People are going to be going out no matter what. It's going to be very dry, everybody. It's going to be very hot, everybody.
I'm hoping gas prices stay low because that hampers shit. But yes,
Yep.
it is. But again, it is what it is. So
It is what it is, yeah. But I think it's going to be, it's always a great summer.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
No matter
Right,
what.
we're in Colorado,
So, we're going to be in a definite drought. And you said you already got the drought restrictions. I love how Denver is doing we're not restricting you yet. We're charging you more.
Hey, right. Oh no. So yeah, but they're charging us more. Even Jeffco is doing the same thing.
Jeffco's doing the same thing.
Yeah, they're just gonna charge you. They're gonna make you're gonna pay an arm and a leg if you want to walk.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you think they're going to do start rolling in with the
I
restrictions?
think so because
I think
again,
so,
everyone
too.
has to realize it's all Denver's water.
Yeah.
So I don't care where you are. It's Denver. So if Denver water decides that we're going to limit, then everyone's going to be limited. This is what it is. So,
Except the golf courses.
Yeah, but they generally at least steal from their own lakes, at least, right?
True,
and then
that they
hopefully
do.
it rolls back in, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
You
So,
got the signs that say this is sewer water.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least they're trying to use their own stuff. So that's good. So.
Exactly. Harold, it's so fun.
It's always good. I
having you come
appreciate
in
it.
Here.
And I like the pictures and stuff. This is awesome. So
yeah, and keep coming because we're gonna start doing some videos. We'd love to go get some videos of your installers doing some work as well.
I love it.
Different things. So we just keep trying to get better and better
I
and
think it's
better.
great.
At
Absolutely.
K4CO.
And you are. That's
so,
good.
Yeah. And if you were just listening to the audio side of this, always know that you can go to K4CO Radio's social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, all that fun stuff, and you can see this interview in the pictures that we were talking about. If you need absolutely any help, I mean, this is everything from electric bicycles too, because those are huge here. And you will make sure that people, what is the one thing that people don't think about when it comes to electric bikes? Because those are
how heavy they are.
How heavy they are.
Yeah. So one is how easy. Everyone comes to. I got this great rack that can handle. Like Hollywood Rack has a great rack. It
Great
can handle. I think it's 100 pounds. I know. But their number one doesn't have a way to put the bikes on, so you literally have to lift it up, and that's a lot of weight to lift up. So
Right.
it's like I always tell people, we've got some pretty cool ones with a ramp, makes it easy to go on and that kind of stuff. But then you get into is on some, let's go on EV, some frames can't handle the weight because you have 200 pounds of bikes in some cases.
200 pounds.
Maybe
wow.
meaning because you have two.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
I guess
100 pounds
80, I guess
each.
80 might be the highest one. So let's say 160. But then you have the rack,
Yep.
and then you have to realize it is sticking out some. So everyone's like, "Well, the hitch says 200." I'm like, "Yeah, but we're hanging out another 8 inches. It's just physics, right? The leverage is coming out here, and I never worry about the hitch ever. It's the unibody we're going to, and if you bend a unibody,
then you're basically out of luck.
Yeah, now you have a lot big repair job. So
Right.
so I get, and it's one of those things. Well, if I hit a gravel road banging, something's gonna probably give, right? It's just being aware of what you have. I mean,
Right.
I think it's, and even like all the weight, like with our trailers and stuff, is what's that tongue weight? Again, it's all weight is really normally the biggest issue.
Right.
Is am I set up to handle whatever the hell weight I'm trying to do? Whether it's bikes, trailer, whatever.
And the only way to really tell is to, in my opinion, ask the people who really know what the hell they're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, let us know. And there might be some cases where we say, well, we may have to you might put shit on a scale, to be honest with you. I don't know what all that weighs. So,
Right.
so we have a lot of issues there too. So
Exactly. Well, definitely go to the experts. I mean, that is my opinion. They are the experts because they've been doing Colorado for 36 years and probably another 36 more, right?
I hope. So
You hope, exactly. Hitchcorner.com, right near Bowles and E470. It's 10677 West Centennial Road, Suite 103, 303-904-1558. And the website is absolutely easy, wonderful to navigate. But if you are looking for something in particular, as Harold, the owner, said, click Start Your Quote.
or for that matter, even if you have a question, go to the quote and ask. You don't have to ask for a quote. Just say, I have a question. Ask
So
your
even
question
if somebody
next
has a question, they can just go to Start
Absolutely.
a Quote.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
yeah.
you don't need a project in particular.
Nope.
Just click Start a
You
Quote.
may say kind of like this. I have XYZ. Well, what do you think?
Right. What
Not
can I
by
do?
say, okay, I need you to email me the picture, but it is what it is at that point. But it just starts the conversation. So
Right.
absolutely.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, you've been in business for a long time and your stars are amazing. I mean, last time I looked, it was like 4.8 out of 5.
I think I think we're at 4, just almost a 4.9, I believe. So yeah,
Almost a 4.9.
We had
I
4
mean,
4 or 5 stars over the weekend. That was awesome. So that was
I
great.
love it.
So, yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It really makes sense. I love when you come in and talk. So thank you very much.
I
for
appreciate
coming
for
in.
having me. Always
Yeah,
fun.
Of course. Well, everybody stay tuned. We have a lot of great music coming up with the afternoon mix of music. And then at 5:30 today, we have Leisha with Sazon, the restaurant. Taco Tuesdays tomorrow. So listen to Leisha, what's going on. Have you eaten there before?
I have not, but I'm going. They have an event this week, I think. Either through
okay.
Angler Chamber or what, I forget who, but there's one. It's soon, or maybe it's Megan. Maybe Megan's got it there. I forget. But yes, I'll be there soon. So.
Well, let me give you a little piece of advice. Get the Shrimp Street Tacos.
Ooh, okay.
They are absolutely amazing.
Done. Okay.
Check it
All
out.
right.
So yeah, check that out. 5:30. We're gonna be speaking with Leisha, and this was Harold with Hitch Corner. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
You guys take care. Have an amazing day. You'll be hearing from us soon.